You're good to go.
Okay, and now we're on to our mystery thriller recommendations. Again, remember, it's your time to choose the genre you like. It's the time to get into reading for pleasure. So here's my recommendations. Ruth Ware, some of you may know her from The Woman in Cabin 10, but she has a new, really involved mystery, twists and turns, perfect for a beach read. People are calling Ruth Ware the new Agatha Christie. So this story is about Rowan, who's out of work. She sees an advertisement for a nanny position. Well, that's not what she really does, but it's an opportunity. It's a live-in position. It's in a nice house. And God knows it's got a great salary. When she arrives at the house, which is called Heatherbrae, she can't believe how lucky she is. It's a smart house. It's luxurious. It's surrounded by the Highlands of Scotland. And oh my goodness, a picture perfect family. However, that picture perfect family might not be so picture perfect, especially when she realizes she stepped into a nightmare that will end with the child dead and her in jail. She knows she's made mistakes, but she absolutely maintains her innocence. It's full of spellbinding menace. So get a copy, Turn of the Key. I also want to mention that all of the books I recommend are available here at the library in audiobook, electronic book, and if we're lucky, you could have curbside pickup of the regular book. So let's stay with the thriller theme. Here's my recommendation. A.J. Finn's The Woman in the Window. It's about child psychologist Anna Fox, but she suffers, even though she's a professional, from agoraphobia, which means she has not stepped outside the house in years. And of course, staying in the house, how did she amuse herself except by TV? She does watch a lot of old movies. She is especially fond of Alfred Hitchcock. And if any of you remember the famous Hitchcock movie called Rear Window, where just looking out the window, the person inside spots a murder. Well, here it is. She sees a terrible crime out a window across the park. What should she do? Call a friend, call the police? But, being home all that time by herself, sometimes she drinks too much. So she doesn't know how to handle it. There are many curveballs in this. If you were intrigued by Gone Girl or Girl on the Train, this book called The Woman in the Window is your next have to read. And here's another thriller. The silent patient. You may have heard about this because this is heading right up to the top of the New York Times bestseller list. But it happens to be Alice Michaelides' debut, the first book he's written about the beautiful Alicia Berenson, a well-known painter with a wonderful life in London. She's married to a handsome photographer who does a lot of shots for fashion magazines. But what happens? One day, her husband comes home from work, calls out her name, and she shoots him in the face several times. And then she becomes catatonic. She refuses to speak. No one can get her to answer the question, why did you do this? You seem so well adjusted. And it takes a psychotherapist named Theo Farber, he's a criminal psychotherapist, to work with Alicia. He's determined to get her to talk and unravel the mystery. And he takes her down a twisting path into his own motivations, a search for the truth that will totally consume both of them. It's called The Silent Patient, a must-have this summer. And this book speaks to the times in the middle of our pandemic when we're all still staying at home or getting out just a little. The Last Widow by Karen Slaughter describes the mysterious kidnapping of a scientist from the Centers for Disease Control. Now, I know you've heard the Centers for Disease Control many times over the last 3 months. Somehow this doctor is kidnapped by unknown assailants. He's out in the parking lot of the shopping mall. Then a month later, 2 bombs explode near Emory University, 2 hospitals, the Atlanta office of the FBI, and guess what else? The CDC. So medical examiner Sarah Linton and her partner Will Trent, who's with the FBI, they rush to the scene, and this bomb has been deadly. Sarah then becomes very involved, and she gets abducted. Will goes undercover to save her, putting his own life on the line for Sarah, the girl he loves. That is The Last Widow by Karen Slaughter. That ends our mystery recommendations, and we will be continuing with others.